What is up, everybody? Almir, BS Listo, back yet again for another heist classic. What is up, chat? What is up, chat? Atomic Dominic says, "Oh, we're actually doing it this time." Yeah, boy. Yeah, bro. Sharon Uchiha says, "Ayo, it's Almir." Is that some kind of Naruto nickname? Sharon? Is that his Karen cousin? Uchiha. Isn't that what Sasuke? Isn't his name Sasuke Uchiha? That might just be me. I don't know. What is up, Moomin427? I'm good, dude. How are you today? It is extremely warm in Stockholm, Sweden. I am wearing too much clothes. All right. I will have to think about that going forward. Temperatures changing, you know. All right, heisters. Mr. Beard right here to take your temperature the old way. All right, let's go. Hazard 119992222 with the first time chat saying, "We will address offline mode in the coming weeks. 54 days, 7+ weeks later. Any news?" That reminds me of that SpongeBob SquarePants. A few moments later. Hazard, unfortunately, I have no news today. All right, nobody would be happier than me than to tell you news today. Okay, but I have no news. Okay, but when I do will have news, they're gonna be tremendous. Okay, they're gonna be epic. They're gonna be the best news, the biggest news. Frankly, there probably hasn't been that good news ever. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, no news today. But whenever we do have news, I hope you will like it. Shadai says, "Almir, lab rats, when?" We don't talk about lab rats, broski. We don't do that. Lab rats, new rule. Lab rats is the new big oil. Hazmat YT says, "I haven't watched Almir in a while." Welcome back, broski. Good to have you here. How do you pronounce this? I think it's Filipino. Nguyen Hainam says, "New update?" No, not yet. Yusufara says, "Bro plays Payday 3 but still wears a Payday 2 hat. Imagine how shitty the third game is. Lol." Yo, I don't have a Payday 3 hat. If I did, I'd probably wear it. The Peanut, wow. Chat is sassy today. What's going on? The Peanut over yonder on YouTube says, "Welcome to Payday 3. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. Thanks and have fun." I don't know where you got that it's been 9 years in development. I think the 9 years in development, Peanut, comes from Mr. Your Opinion, My Choice saying 10 years ago, we're making Payday 3, you know, finger guns in there, like he saw that. That's bullshit, right? Payday 3 has absolutely not been in development for that long. You will recall also the cops raided our studio, 8 years ago? 7 years ago? We weren't making Payday 3 at that time, okay? So just to let you know, right? So I appreciate the sassiness, you know, saying like, "Hey, Payday 3, you still shit?" You know, I get it, all right? But let's at least speak truthfully about whatever, you know, we're talking about. Husamettin says, "Isn't 9 years from the TF2 commentary?" It might be. Comfy Bunny says, "God, this is so tragic." What? I'll show you something more tragic. I'm saying like... Whoops. Wrong button. How about these apples? Let's go. Oh, shit. Did I unlock all of them? Or did Hawa? No, I think it must have been. It must have been me. Welcome to the Payday stream, Comfy Bunny. Have a seat. Enjoy yourself, because we'll be clicking for the coming 56 minutes. All right? I shouldn't have switched. Killeria says, "Will there be a dev blog this week?" Unconfirmed. I'll let you know as soon as I'm allowed to say when the next devlog is. Aight? Senpai Killer says, Almir, Notoriety. Yeah, we will play Notoriety. Unfortunately, not today. I had a trigger happy finger. Yeah, my finger was itching for some more Drill Simulator. Patrick says, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean, but we didn't get an update since forever. So what did you expect? That we won't be angry? No, I don't expect you not to be angry. I expect you, Patrick, to feel whatever you'd like to feel. If you're pissed that we haven't released an update in a couple of months, you absolutely have the right to be so, especially since we've said that this is a live service game, TM. All right? So, on that question, I am on your side, all right? But you have to realize as well, Patrick, my bro, I am just a messenger in this regard, right? I'm trying to empower the dev team by having them do what they need to do in order to deliver, given the resources they have been given, right? Greg Fix says, it's interesting. Sarcasm. Greg Fix, where have you been my entire streaming life, all right? I could have needed that sassiness a while ago. Killeria says, why even stream if there's nothing new to even talk about? Bro, when you hang out with your friends, do you choose not to hang out with your friends just because there hasn't happened anything new? Killeria, I thought we were friends, dude. I just like to tune in twice a week, have a chat with you, answer a few questions, giggle a little maybe, talk smack about Gidget the Goblin. You know, this kind of thing. Dakota Jarrett in the YouTube chat saying, Almir, I don't care what the haters say. Payday 3 is a lot of fun, and I always enjoy seeing y'all put the effort into making game better, even though the game was off to a rocky start. Props to y'all. Thank you so much, Dakota. Appreciate you always. Thank you. Husametin says, I don't think it's even the frequency of the updates. The game is just not fun and nothing like Payday 2. I'd rather get a big update rather than a small one. I appreciate that feedback, Husametin. For sure, Payday 3 has challenges that it needs to resolve compared to Payday 2. I think Payday 2 definitely, at some point, especially I think we already back in original dev before 1.0 found the fun in a special kind of way with Payday 2 that I think has been hard to not necessarily replicate, but to find with Payday 3. John L. Darius says, Payday 3 is one of the games of all time. Best I can describe it. Thank you, John. John says, Armor 2.0 and RNG in Heists would be peak. C. Finer says, I don't even look forward to any update anymore. This game in my eyes failed, and it's just sad. I can understand that sentiment. I think, you know, given how launch went, how long it took for us to resolve those issues, Sifinar, that definitely left a really bad, bitter aftertaste, right? So I can definitely understand where you came from. Joycey420 blazing in chat saying, how's it going, Almir? I hope you're doing well today. I'm great, Joycey. Thanks for always tuning in. Much appreciated. Gidget with a highlighted message saying, what did I do this time? Nothing in particular, Gidget. I just like to, you know, blame you before it even happened. Have you seen Minority Report, Gidget Goblin? And let's not go into Tom Cruise and just think about the movie and its premise, all right? Nuclear 223 with the highlighted message saying, Almir, could you say hello to Nathan 3197, please? Hello, Nathan 3197. Hope you're having a freaking great time. Senpai Killer Fire saying, Almir, how would the new CEO make Payday 3 better? Great question. That is a very good question, broski. Let's wait and see. Nexus XQ says, is this a browser game, Almir? Yeah, dude. This is Drill Simulator. Dynamical says, sorry if this is too much to ask, but has Jacket sold well in Beta 3? Without sharing any details, I shouldn't. I definitely think Jacket has performed to my expectations, which means that it has done well compared to other DLCs. And for me, that was important personally because I pushed very hard that Jacket would be something the Payday community would appreciate, especially if we would do Jacket justice and ensure he was respectfully added into Payday 3. And to Peanut and the others in chat who are negative towards Payday 3, if you were to say anything positive at this point in time, I hope it would be, or at least one of the things that you would mention would be Jacket and his implementation in Payday 3. Urban Zone 03 says, Jacket became Christian. I'm not sure. Why would you say that? Ambion says, are you winning? Yes, I am, but I am winning hard as frick. Giving you something to blame me for. Did you like my clip, says Gidget. Of course I did, Gidget. I print your clips and I frame them and I put them on my wall next to my table and the radar I got at home. Dakota Jared says, I will admit I did wait until after the updates to buy the game because of how game releases nowadays. I was scared to buy it, but since the updates, I'm very happy with it and excited for updates. Cheers, Dakota. And I can appreciate that. I think the state of the industry, and I don't like the word industry because it sounds like I'm working in a salt mine, but I think the state of the game, let's call it that then, the state of the game is that, you know, generally speaking, a lot of games these days, including Payday 3, obviously, did not release as they thought they ought to be released. You know, there's a lot of issues. Players, in our case, weren't even able to play the freaking game. Unbelievable. Looking back at it, what an absolute shit show. But kudos to the dev team here at the studio for pulling through, for continuously working on it, and kudos to you heisters who respectfully shared your opinions, your feedback, and have been with us through thick and thin. Much appreciated. You work in tech, says Gidget. That is absolutely a salt mine. Oh my god. Thank you, Gidget. Patrick says, yes, I would say that Jacket was a great addition, but one update every few months is not acceptable. I get it that development is hard and takes time, but still. Patrick, I hear you, dude. I'm not arguing against you. I agree. Smoking with that Lambda PFP. Half-Life 3 confirmed, everybody. Get on your horses. We are going back to the castle. Smoking saying, hope you and Neo are settling into the new apartment well. Hope 83 gets new stuff soon. Like, really soon, lol. I hear you smoking. Thank you for your comment. Always appreciated it. Katie says, the only complaint I have is that we need to pay for a DLC to be able to melee cops. But either way, I love the game. Thank you so much, Katie. And yeah, you have a point. Absolutely. Given the way melee works in Payday 3 now, one could argue it is pay-locked. I'm not seeing chat properly, but I'm going to resolve that shortly. Let's see, why am I not seeing it? Gullinator69 saying Payday 3's replayability is one of the biggest issues right now. Even when you release solid updates, people try those out and leave again. It is nice that the game does not force you to log on to do some boring chores, but still there has to be more reasons to log on to play Payday 3. I totally agree. I 1000% agree, broski. Degan says, sometimes it feels like Starbreeze takes the payday community for granted. I'm not saying you do that personally, but that's the feeling I get from the company. Let me just be very clear. Appreciate your comment, Degan, always. Thank you so much, and welcome back to the stream. I do not take you heisters for granted. I hope you feel that, and if you don't, let me know, and I'll make that even more clear. When it comes to the company, bro. Dan Radtech Gmod Machinima says, good evening, Almir. Just want to wish you and your team good luck. I know publishers sometimes being ass, but I'm sure you all get through this hell. Thank you, Dan Radtech. Appreciate it, dude. And yes, life is life. La 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 la. Intervision ZZ says, Almir, hope you're having a good morning. Victory sign. Thank you, broski. Right back at you. I hope you have a great morning. What the frick? The sun is shining in Stockholm. It's all good. Yawn. Oh my god, that was a bad yawn. Sorry about that, chat. Don't tell my boss. Cade says, Almir, are the helmets flying? Oh, if they are, the helmets are flying left and right. You just don't see the helmet flying on my screen, but I can promise you, right behind me, behind this drill that I'm trying to fix with this baseball bat, there do be a lot of helmets that are flying. Okay, here we got some Davros Saxon in the YouTube chat saying the faceless company does take us for granted and wants to please investors more than players. Almir just being held hostage and a victim of the radio silence Starbreeze forced upon him. God damn. Thanks for the comment, dude. Devnull says, can you, Almir, give us a small insight into the new Payday 3 DLC? Pretty please. Not yet, unfortunately, Devnull. I very much look forward to talking about the next update, but I'm not allowed to yet. Patrick says, sorry for being negative. You are a great person, Almir, and same with the dev team. It's just so sad to see Starbreeze CEOs not care about Payday 3 at all. Listen, Patrick, don't apologize. I'm a big boy. I can take it. And, you know, in life, and this goes for all of you in chat, I hate it when people are unable to be truthful, all right? I think truth, being honest with each other, especially so that a community can be honest towards the developers, and vice versa, of course. I think it's so important. So I mean, never apologize for that, Patrick. I'm always happy for you to be here and share your insight and your feelings. I mean, it's for you and the rest of the community who make this game right. Gidget says, Papa Almir has abandoned his naughty Twitch children. Yeah, the Twitch chat got a bit... the Twitch chat got a bit needy right now. I just read out maybe, 5, 10 YouTube comments aloud, and suddenly the Twitch chat goes, Doesn't Papa Toast love me anymore? What's going on? No updates? No Papa Toast love? Fortuna, isn't that a spell in Harry Potter? I told you a couple of streams back, or like every stream the past 3 weeks, that I've been watching a lot of Harry Potter, and Fortuna sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Fortuna! Something, something. Anyway, look everybody! Mdegan's gotta remember all. Mdegan says, I actually think the new CEO is good, but let action speak first. I think that sounds reasonable. Whoa, sociopath activated. What the frick? Yo, what the... Is this the best bat? Is this the best... No, I do not want a digital mom. Thank you very much. Almir, when can I breathe? Now, preferably totally not Toxic 7. I think you should breathe naturally, and I also think you should stay hydrated and get 8 hours of sleep. Those are just my personal opinions. They are not doctor recommendations. They're just me saying, dude, I hope you're good. All right. Sean25033 says, "Hey Almir, you guys always stream when I have work, but today I got lucky to stay home. I've been considering making concepts I think would be cool in Payday 3 to the subreddit. A while back I asked if I could share concepts with you, but you declined because legal stuff." Indeed. "And when I make those, I hope you see them sometimes whenever I post them." Yeah, for sure, Sean. I mean, if you ever post them and you don't see me commenting or reacting, feel free to just tweet at me. I'm happy to have a look, dude. Houdini the owl. I was about to sound like an owl, but then I was like, how the frick does an owl sound? Is that it? Houdini? Is that an owl or is that a pigeon? How does an owl sound, chat? Can you type it out so I can make the noise? I need to resolve this. No way. Frick! Sorry, chat. There seemed to be some minor disruption there. But we are good. We have not lost any game today. We are on the road to 1 million clicks. Thank you very much. Well done, everybody. Fantastic. Isn't it great to not be a loser at this game and just always win? Fantastic. Hoo! Alfred! Alltså en svensk uggla kanske låter hoo! Men hur låter det på engelska? Alltså hur låter en riktig uggla? Ingen jävla, jag vet inte var du bor, Eskilstuna, Västerås. Alltså ingen lokal uggla. Jag menar liksom en riktig uggla, en internetuggla. Insert owl sound here. That is so programmy of you, Devnull. I don't know what I expected from you, but I should have just woo. How does an owl sound? I don't know. It does not sound woo. That sounds like a cartoon truck or something. Woo. He's using action replay. Stop cheating. Nathan, this is live, bro. Ain't nobody cheating here, okay? The only cheater in chat is Gidget the Goblin, and they're not even shy about it, okay? Schmig says, "Oh my god, he just died." Rest in custody, bro. TRPS says, "How do you decide to use what voice over what comment you read?" I feel your energy through the screen, all right? And I take a massive deep breath, and then I just do it. You know what I mean? I try to envision, how does this heister feel like, you know? And with you, TRPS, I was like, this is a veteran heister right here. D-Sod, you know, Death Wish, kind of Goat Sim, you know, all bags kind of heister, you know? That's why I sound like I did when I talked like you do. Yeah, listen, says Alpha K. Hoo. But an owl doesn't sound like that, though. Hoo. Does it? My man got Game Shark codes. What the? Yeah, this is probably a pre-recorded stream, says Kartata. What the frick, chat? Gidget the Goblin says, "I didn't expect for my day to start with getting bullied by game dev, but it's not the worst start of my day." I apologize, Gidget. It was never my intention to bully you. I just want to make that very clear. I know, speaking, you know, to a bully from another bullied, or someone who has been bullied like you, to someone else who has been bullied by Badger, mind you. I know the feeling, and I apologize. Do you accept my apology, Gidget? Are we good? Or am I at war with the Goblin Nation? Senpai Killer Fire says, "Almir, bully me, please." Okay, I'll bully you. You misspelled Senpai. I'm sorry. That owl sure sounds like a train. Exactly, Jadovra. Kurva. It doesn't. It's not an owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. That's not an owl either. Hoo, 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 hoo. How does an owl sound? Beyond yesterday in the YouTube chat saying, Almir, please, uncap the max renown, I beg you. You already reached max? Schmig says, now I wonder, was it always planned to make Payday 3 in Unreal, or did you once plan to have it be made in another engine? Yeah, we planned to make Payday 3 when Payday 3 was still in the talking stage, 9 years ago. We were doing something else, Schmig. You might recall. We had something called Valhalla. You remember that? Now the Valhalla engine was not an engine. It was a work in progress. Valhalla and everyone who was involved in that was the equivalent of saying, I own a bakery. No, you don't. You have an oven, you have flour, you have water, and you have a bucket. But this ain't no frickin' bakery. Okay? That was Valhalla in a nutshell. And I say that having witnessed it from the inside. So yeah, that was the original intent, and then we had to switch to Unreal, and here we are. Kartatai says, Almir, when Big Oil Deluxe? I'm gonna let that one slide because the weather is so nice outside, okay? And I'm in a good mood, okay? Devnul with some of that Polski love. Let's go. Poland nation, rise up, heisters. Polski heisters. Do we have Warsaw represent? Do we have Krakow in the house? Let's go. Kurva. Almir, I'll cook the concepts I mentioned with you on my other monitor. I feel super hyped with your support for it, dude. Sean, keep those helmets flying, dude. Keep on keeping on. Keep on drawing. Enjoy that shit, dude. Enjoy that passion. You have my full support, broski. Fortuna, again with a Harry Potter nickname. Hello, Almir. I would like you to try a game that you might like. It's called Payday 3. I don't know if you ever tried it before. Payday 3. Is it online only? Patrick says, I am from Poland, actually. I know, Patrick. I could feel it. Your massive energy, bro. From one Slav to another, Patrick, I salute you. Somebody said something about Bosnia before in Twitch chat. I can't recall what it was. Almir, if you knew what feedback would come on release, says Hyperspace64, but I can't see the rest of your comment. Why can't I do that? There we go. Would you delay Payday 3? If so, how long? In hindsight, Hyperspace64, if I had the mandate, if it was up to me to delay Payday 3, if so, how long? Until it worked. Until the community would be happy with it. But your question, Hyperspace, is moot in the sense that if it was up to me, do you really think it would have the Nouveau? Do you really think it would have microtransaction store? Do you really think it would have online only? Knowing the conversations, like knowing me these past 10 years, right? Knowing the conversations you and I have had over the years, you know what I mean? Like all of these, like whenever you see a decision made in a video game, and you go, why the frick did he do like that? It's probably A, because someone in a suit told them, or B, because someone in t-shirt and jeans who says they're a fantastic game dev but actually don't know what the frick they're talking about, told you to, or did it. And again, for me, the best example, and I can keep coming back to this example because to me it's just so easy. Weapon stats. Like, how is that the problem in Payday 3? We already. I feel like a broken record, but I don't mind making this point. Those of you who are veteran in chat, heisters who've been with me for a long time, you know the shit show weapon bars was in Payday 2. I mean, it not only looked ugly, it did not make sense, and you could not understand anything. The day when we changed things into numbers, I remember it. Chef's kiss. It was a beautiful day. And there was peace in the lands ever since, right? Come Payday 3, for whatever unholy reason, someone thought, guys, weapon bars is the new thing. And here we are. Ricky Fingers 187 says, blink twice if you are being controlled by upper management. Mr. Fabriet says, with a highlighted message, mind you, sup everybody, what are we looking at? We are looking at me, Mr. Toast, my hammer, my spin to win, and the drill simulator. The official Lucifer says, on your serious question, when are you going to be a playable character in Payday 3? I don't know. Would you be willing to pay $50 for an Almir character pack? But I think I would only like that if, let's hypothetically say it's paid. If some of the revenue would go to me or the developers, I think that would be cool. You know, in the spirit of community. Angie Sire says, let it all out, Almir. God damn, Angie Sire. Long time no see, dude. How are you? What the frick? Blast from the past. I don't know whatever feeling I got seeing your nickname in chat, Angie Sire, but it feels like, it must feel like whatever I'm feeling inside has to be what people who like big oil feel, you know? Because I don't like big oil, but I imagine this is how they feel. Hope you're good, dude. Long time no see. Benja Capo 2777 says, don't act dumb. Don't act dumb. Don't act dumb. God damn, that song is so good. Dakota Jarrett with the anything for Almir. Thank you so much, Dakota. Appreciate the support. Serious question. Question proceeds to be pointless. Sorry, Blue Shell Redux. Did I miss something or did I hurt you? Hinorik says, if you survive with Payday 3 like you did with Payday 2, everything will be fine. Payday 2 was a shit show for the first 2 years also. Yeah, Payday 2 definitely had a special start. But the difference was, I mean, Payday 2, we never drastically... Okay, let me put it like this. With Payday 2, we never significantly reduced the investment until we closed the game and then restarted the game a few years after the cops broke into our house. But yeah. Only if you do your own voice lines, of course, haha. You know, Lucifer, you know what would be funny? If I was a character in Payday, I would love to use Jacket's tape recorder. And we could, like, just, you know, soundboard Almir lines into it. Nuclear says, Almir, could you also say hello to Runray, please? Absolutely. Hello, Runray, friend of Nuclear. Hope you're having an excellent day. KD, you're reminding me of that meme with the guy talking to the girl, saying, "Dude, I love Razormind." You know the explanation meme. Deluxe Fob says, I recall reading that. I was like, insider trading? Beyond Yesterday says, Almir, when will you finally pull a Palpatine and take over Starbase and make it into your empire? I would argue I had my Palpatine moment one time back in 2017 with Mr. Your Opinion, My Choice, where he wanted me to essentially Palpatine, and I told him, nah bro, I'm good. The only thing that can save PD3 is you being made CEO. Not even joking, says Beyond Yesterday. Ah, man. I'm gonna... I don't know. I'm not sure what that means, Beyond Yesterday, but I'm gonna choose to take that as a compliment. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Element 115 saying, another shit show was Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition. Also, if I may have a question about offline mode in Payday 3. Is the reason it's taking so long for new information to be released because how integrated Nebula is with Payday 3? It's a great question, Element, thinking about Nebula as well. Of course, Nebula plays a part of it, because, as you know, when Payday 2 launched, we did not have our own separate account system, finger guns again in there, but now we do, and that obviously creates another challenge, or another layer, if you will. So, great question. And regarding your comment, it wasn't a question, but a good comment still. Absolutely, Crime Wave Edition was a shit show. The way we treated console players during Payday 2 was an absolute disgrace. And I've profusely apologized on the studio's behalf. But I will let you know, there was a certain individual, he who must not be named, who kind of, made sure that happened, that you weren't happy, you know what I mean? Because how hard can it be to make heisters happy? You just have to do the work, right? Deadbeat Spark says, Crime Wave Edition was a shit show because the diesel engine was a shit show. Deadbeat Spark, thank you for your comment. A comment, by the way, that I don't think was allowed, so I'm allowing it. I don't think diesel is to blame because of the state of Crime Wave Edition. We knew when we were working actively with diesel back during Payday 2, we had everything we needed to make diesel work. And before Overkill's The Walking Dead, okay, here's some trivia. Here's some trivia, heisters, some never before heard news. Before we worked on Payday 3 or Overkill's The Walking Dead, we had developers who wanted us to make Diesel 2 instead of changing engines to something else, right? So just improve Diesel. Just take Diesel, whatever money we would throw on another engine, throw that on Diesel instead, right? Because obviously Diesel has a lot of issues, right? But the reason Diesel has issues is because we're not working on it. You know what I mean? It's like, what came first? The heister or the wanker? I don't know. One of them. So that's the reason, It's the hotline in the chat, probably one of the schmexiest heisters on this continent. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 recently, and given the game's success, I think you should roll the die on adding a gay vampire as a playable character. The thought has struck me, and it struck me once more now. Hope you're good, hotline. Good seeing you in chat. Geeko in the YouTube chat saying, hi Almir, what's your job at Starbreeze? Doing live on a clicker game doesn't seem productive for the Payday license. Don't tell my boss that, Geeko. What do I do at Starbreeze? I tell people that the online only is going to be extremely reliable, and I then eat my words. What do I else do? I sit on stream talking to volunteer moderators who have gone on strike because we introduced a microtransaction system that was universally despised by the community. What else do I do? I am a 3D prop in the game, although it doesn't necessarily look like me. It kind of does. I have a toast in the game. What else do I do? I drink up coffee. I can do funny knock jokes. What else? Yeah, I think that kind of covers what I'm doing here on a day-to-day basis. Does that make sense? Sharon Uchiha says, we still love you, Almir. Arigatou gozaimasu, Sharon Uchiha-chan. Thank you so much. Deluxe Fob says, yes, selling drills for saves was so smart. Yeah. I just spoke of that. We actually had a few video game students over here at the studio to talk with us, and I spoke to them briefly, and I mentioned actually that we worked with John Cleese and that we added his tagline at the end of the microtransaction thing. Selling drills on the black market wasn't that bright of an idea, was it now? Brilliant. My hero Potato Aim with the first time chat saying proof that you can do funny knock jokes. I did one on Twitter the other day and I said knock knock, and the heister said who's there, and I said on, and they said on who, and I said the table. So one in Twitch with a supportive comment saying 4,000 clicks, muscle fingers. Am I right? And I haven't even lost once. No, we said a funny one, Almir, says Gidget the Goblin. Higgy, can you time out Gidget for 30 seconds? Thank you very much. So anyway, Smokin says, can you give us Armor 2.0? I mean, I can when it's ready. Scoops says, take the brunt of all the failures of the franchise while having little say in what happens, I imagine as well, Almir. Scoops, you know me too well, dude. Like I said in a tweet when we spoke about the microtransaction scandal from 2015 a few months ago, and I made a tweet clarifying what happened, right? So back in the day, Mr. Opinion Choice and a few other suits said, we absolutely should add microtransactions to Payday 2. Look at all the other video games. Look how much money they're making. We absolutely should milk the heisters dry. And I said, you know, we're a community-first studio, and given what the community's been telling me, if we were to do a microtransaction store, they're going to eat us alive. I told that to them. But I also said, but if it's your choice as my superior, right? Frick! All right. Now I'm going to finish my story before we try again. If it's your choice, right? Because, you know, in work life, this is how it works, heisters. If you have a boss and that boss tells you to do something, you have two options. You either do it or you leave, right? But I figured I better do my job, and I better try to mitigate this to the best of my ability, right? What happened? Ashley and the other moderators at the time, shout out to Abomination Jones, who's still hanging around. Much appreciated, much love, bro. They went on a strike, right? The entire community. I don't know. Is there anyone in chat who was here for that Twitch stream? Do you remember that? Sneaky Peacock, let me tell you. Sneaky Peacock says, that sounds toxic. All right, Sneaky. So this is what happened, right? I told the manager at the time, or I told Opinion Choice McFrick that if you push this microtransaction thing through Payday, right? The way you suggest it. Because I will say, I think tradable skins in Payday is a super cool idea. But you can do that in a way that it's not detrimental to the players, right? We can make any feature for a video game as long as it does not frick with the players, right? It's so easy. And then, you know, we did it his way, and the community went on strike. The community moderators went on strike. We did a Twitch stream where I think it's still available on YouTube, where I, for like 2-3 hours, to the best of my ability at the time, try to handle the situation. Impossible, right? And ultimately, we removed the things. So yeah, fantastic. Thank you for that. Frick that guy, man. It's your opinion, my choice. That's how he sounds in my head. Its hotline says, so if we see my transaction shop at some point, we will know that you fell in battle. Hey, with my sword in hand, hotline. Higgy does suck. It's why his entire stream mass lives for another streamer's stream. Holy shit. What happened here? Who hurt you? Alright, I'm done with clicking. I don't want to lose again publicly. Gidget. Is it an eye for an eye? Makes the whole world into a goblin? Is that what we're doing right now? I hurt you, so now you have to hurt Higgy? Is that how it works? Katie says Almir should be the CEO of Starbreeze. What the frick, Katie? Stop it now. Sneaky Peacock says, sounds like you had a fun ride. You know, life is a roller coaster, Sneaky. And I'm the kind of guy at the theme park, you know, Sneaky, where I don't go for the teacups. I go for the tallest in Gothenburg, in my hometown. We call it Lisebergsbanan, Liseberg, which is our theme park. And here in Stockholm, you have Gröna Lund. List of Frida in the chat. Mike in the život. Pa Jesse, Majka moja, dobrodošli. Evo me. Kako si? Jezli dobro? TB guy says, I heard from the leaks that originally Payday 3 microtransactions were earnable in-game. Were they? I don't think so, TB guy. At the time, obviously, there's been a lot of shifting doors here, but when the decision was made, I can tell you that the suit in charge said, no, they shouldn't be earnable. That makes us lose money. Why should it be earnable? Oh my god, you know. Smokin says, how is that new heist cooking? It's going well, Smokin. I just had a chat with Andreas. He's really excited for the heist content we're currently developing. We're working on one heist that we're looking to get into your hands whenever we can, and then we have another one in dev that is starting to look really cool. Sean says, Almir, thanks again for your encouragement. I'm making slides to be screenshotted and posted on the subreddit in a big post sometime soon. I'll @ you on Twitter too. Thank you so much, broski. Best of luck. Almir, how did you not read the message directly under Gidget's previous message? This one. For legal reasons, this is a raid joke. I swear I'm not mean. Oh, don't worry about nuclear. And yeah, I miss messages. Schmig says, if No Mercy were to come back, would it mean you could get Simon to do Bane again, or is it going to be a new scenario? I think if we were to do No Mercy, Schmig, it would probably be a new scenario. I doubt we would be doing any Bane content in Payday 3, looking canonically at the story, but it all depends. We'll see what happens. And I will also make you a bit pissed, Schmig, and I don't mean to make this intentional. I'm just going to let you know that we actually talked to Valve last year about doing No Mercy for Payday 3, and they were happy to allow us to do that. But we essentially decided to scrap No Mercy in favor of First World Bank. Whether or not you think that was the right call, it happened. All right. But you were this close. You were this close to get No Mercy in Payday 3, okay? Blue Shell Redux says, I will 100% quit this game if Big Oil comes to Payday 3. Yeah, me too, Big Shell. Blue Shell. Gitchet says, but Bane is Bay. Yeah, Bane is indeed Bay, but Bane is also dead, Gitchet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bit spicy today. It's Thursday. It's sunny outside. I have a Big ass cup of cold coffee. I'm sipping it. Katie says, Valve, they still exist? Indeed, they do exist. Hotline says, I love Shade so much, man. So much potential. I really hope we can get some more interactions between her and the gang. Cheers, dude. Element 115 says, I've always wondered, I know it isn't the developer's fault regarding Always Offline, but whose idea was it to launch Payday 3 without a ready up and an unready button? It's a great question, Element. And I think, like, you already know the answer if you look at how any game developer of this size is set up, right? If you like Google or use Grok or ChatGPT or whatever, and you go like, how does a hierarchy structure at a video game company look like, right? And if I'm the brand director and head of community, right, and the creative force, whatever that means, who makes the calls, right? Who makes the calls? Sebo in the chat saying, can you talk about next update? Don't need to be much. Just, it will be soon. Sebo, I love you, bro. I can't say anything about the update until the developers let me. Okay? Bane is dead. Emotional breakdown at my desk. Gidget, I will say... I shouldn't say Bane is unaccounted for. You know the storyline of Payday 2. I don't need to go deeper into that. Taby guy in the chat saying, Almir, is there more chances of a crime boss or Den of Wolf stream? Yeah, definitely on my own channel. Not necessarily here on the official Payday channel, but on my own for sure. I have good friends who work on both a crime boss and Den of Wolves, so I wish them the best. Almir, when are you playing Notoriety? This is Villainary. Next week, I hope. We need to set things up properly. I tried to do it last week. It went bonkers. Raven _NWO says, don't you feel like you're losing a lot of the momentum you built up in September? Are you kidding me? Of course. Especially, great comment, Raven, and you are right. I mean, the momentum, frick September. Let's talk about Boys in Blue, the momentum we built up there. If we consistently could have kept that pace, I definitely think Payday 3 would be in a much better state than it is in currently. And I think you as a community will be happier also. TV Packer says, is this game still alive? Payday 2 was my favorite game. I've waited so much for Payday 3. Then Starbreeze destroyed this game. GG. Yeah, no re, broski. No, happy for you to be here, TV Packers. Super happy to hear Payday 2 is your favorite game. Payday 2 is obviously very dear to me. I spent a third of my life working on that game. A long time. So glad to hear you like it. Sneaky Peacock says, I'm guessing you were really forced to release it unfinished, right? Like, even if the whole team would say it's not finished, the higher-ups would have still pushed it? Great question, Sneaky. So again, let me be a bit like Jesus here and ask you answer your question with a question. At the company, in any industry, in any sector of society, who decides? Chat. Who makes the calls? For example, let's do a hypothetical example. Let's say, chat, you and I have a game company, and it's called Wanker Software, all right? If we work on a game together, and we're a team of 100 people, let's say, chat. I see there's 99 in Twitch now, so let's say we're 100. And we notice that we are making a game, and it doesn't have a ready button. Who makes that call? So I see a couple of comments here. Your investors, shareholders, chef, boss, upper management, board of directors and investors. So generally speaking, in a publicly traded company, you have the person in a publicly traded company who is in charge, all right, is the chairman of the board, all right. So the chairman of the board is at the top, and the chairman of the board then has a board, and they together are responsible, right? Then they give a directive to the CEO, right? Because the board is not actively involved in the studio on a day-to-day basis, right? Because they're a board. They have their meetings, etc., right? It's the CEO whose job it is to ensure that the board, what they want, happens, right? The shareholders, they have already given you, as a company, us, Wanker Software, right? Their money. They don't have anything to say, right? The only thing the shareholders could say is, if we, Wanker Software, would need more money, and we would go with our payday hat and go, hey, shareholders, could we get some more money to finish our Wanker game? That's when they could say, no, because you're mismanaging or whatever, right? We don't want to give you more money. So, my point being is, it's a trickle-down thing, right, with mandate. You know? So, based on what I'm telling you, you can make the math in your mind. Like, why did this thing happen? Was it because Almir is full of bullshit? Or is he actually not the, on top of the pyramid? You know what I mean? And I mean, tell yourselves, can you imagine me going into a meeting going like, I'm so excited for this microtransaction store, guys. The community is going to absolutely adore this. Oh my gosh. And the fact that we don't have a ready button at launch, masterful. That's going to throw the community off, and they're just going to enjoy the game more. It's going to be fantastic, you know? And I especially like the fact that we have fewer heists than we did with Payday 2 at launch. That's just epic. Because less is more, right? That's the new thing. I'm joking. But here we go. Almir rant over. I understand 1,000%, says Gidget. I work in tech. The amount of flack my team gets for decisions above our heads is infuriating. Well, then you know. Almir, stop swearing. We told you this before, Sishadai. Sorry, dude. A little Mao, the ready button. Smoking, yeah. Deluxe Fob says, I love how educational this turned. Don't worry about it. And I think, like, and this isn't unique to Wanker Software, right? What I explained, Heisters. This is how any public company looks like. And then you would argue, but why would anyone go public? What the frick? Because it's payday, right? It's not about. But the answer then isn't because we can make the gamers even more happy. You know what I mean? It's. Does that mean I can get a boat? We all love you in heart, Almir. Thank you so much. Songbird Razorback. Dakota says, Almir, I love you. With the 10 black hearts. Thank you so much. Right back at you. Hazard says, do you feel like Medic Bag was able to get back some of the reputation with the community? I will say an attempt was made. And I will say the more resources you add, the more you can expect in return. Okay? If you would significantly increase something, you would probably significantly see return. And with those sweet words, my dear heisters, I'm going to wish you a lovely weekend. And I hope you have a excellent time with your loved ones. And if I could suggest something, I would suggest Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's a fantastic movie. You have to do it, Harry. Not me. Not Hermione. You. See you on Tuesday, Heisters. This is Almir Listo. BS Listo, thank you very much. Tuning out. Peace. Also, I just gotta come back and say, yo, Raptor in the motherflubbing chat. What is up, brother? We will talk to each other soon. Good to see you. Take it easy, Heisters. Bye-bye.